Diedrich Bank is proud to support our local high school sports teams and be the Rep King media sponsor for the 2023-2024 basketball season. Live for today, bank for tomorrow, member FDIC.
And our the senior, number 11, Jake Ottensmeyer. Senior, number 23, Colin Wessendorf. a full timeout.
No, it was 48-38, and then we hit in the putback. So yeah, we went on an 8-0 run there to cut it to 2 with 2:47.
20 seconds.
Yeah, with plenty of time to finish it off. I mean, like I said, then they called the timeout, and like we told the boys, it's a different ball game now. I mean, 2-point game with 2:47, but it's so difficult to go from playing traditional tempo, is I guess what I'll call it, to such an up-tempo style, to then have to dial it back. But yet you're not quite there, so as soon as they go back up 4, it's our boys did a really good job of doing the best they could in the situation we were in. We just didn't make enough shots there late, and we had to foul. But hats off to our boys in the way that they competed and never give up. I know they never will, and that just goes to prove it again tonight. Nick's hard to take out. Nick's hard to take out when he gets in. And unfortunately, the guy he subs for is usually Sam Link, and he's hard to take out too with the way he plays sometimes. They both play a little bit different style of point guard for us. Nick obviously can. Thanks, buddy. Nick obviously can make some shots, and not that Sam can't, but that's more his role. He's going to look to make some shots and play great defense for us and be kind of an irritating person on defense, which is what we love from him. Those two shots were what you saw, a kid who's put in a lot of work and a lot of time and was ready for his moment, and his moment was called. And we just hope that he can stay ready here in the future as well. Those were huge shots. Highland they're a strong basketball team. They're very well coached. They're very well disciplined. They have shooters across the board. And they punished us anytime we had, I felt like, just the smallest amount of error defensively. And sometimes it wasn't even an error, it was just that we weren't quite fast enough to get there to challenge the shot. And they just hit it felt like to me, I don't know if they shot, especially in the first half, but it felt like they hit every shot that they were semi-open on. And that just, when you have a couple turnovers and they keep doing that, that's how you bury that, or you get that 12-point lead or deficit that we faced. And then, as we tried to push and change the tempo early second half, they got strong guards that were able to crack it and able to continue to maintain that lead that they had built.
Osmar's a handful to deal with.
Yep.
He got in foul trouble early in the game, but how do you feel like you were able to manage that time he was out to get to the point of scoring without him in the game?
I mean, I wasn't overly worried about us scoring on him in the game. It was more containing. I felt like with him out of the game, we would hold them down a little more. But that's a kudos to the Fleming kid, I think's his name. Had a fantastic game. I've watched him out the last 3 years. I think he's finally a senior, I hope. And he's not a kid that's overly flashy, the Fleming, but he just makes plays. He makes shots. He goes to the basket. He's strong. He's a good defender. I don't know about how Coach Cunningham feels about him, but I would say he's probably a coach's dream a little bit there when you have a guy like that. So to put him alongside a kid like Otzmeyer, I think I say his name right, number 11. Yeah. So You put those two together, that's a tough combo. So even when he was out, I felt like Fleming just picked up the slack. So we didn't really wasn't much of a reprieve whenever he wasn't in there. So we ran a play. I thought Brock could have had one more dribble and would have found himself even more open instead of shooting the shot that he got. I'm not going to, complain about a kid trying to go there and do what he felt was in the best interest for the team to do after he's made so many big shots to get us to that point. Like I said, that's something we can learn from in the future. Either maybe you take that one more dribble and keep it alive, or maybe you find somebody to kick to. Maybe I run a different play so we have a little easier person to kick to than the one I ran. But, at the end of the day, we had our opportunities early as well to not put ourselves in that situation, and we just weren't able to quite make one more shot. Still the toughness. I hate to say the word toughness. I think I got some pretty tough kids. But the level of strength and security, that's probably the right word, the level of security that we need to have with the basketball in certain situations is an area I still think we can get better at, but it's also something I learned that we can do. So that's probably the biggest area for me. Making shots consistently, I don't know how you really get better at that other than continuing to put ourselves in situations and try to take game-like shots in practice. I think, though, I've also learned that we can play a couple different styles. That press looked pretty darn good the few times we needed to use it. Used it more out of necessity recently than maybe schematically to do something with, so maybe that's something we take a look at a little more here. But I also feel like in the Oakland game, we learned that we can execute. We can execute plays, we can execute the game plan, and kind of dominate a team sometimes when we do that. It actually bounced back after the Centennial game. I felt like the Centennial game, even the Mattoon, I think they out-rebounded us by almost 10 in the Mattoon game. We didn't come with that physicality we needed to. That's what happened in the Olney game. You saw that in the Newton game some. You saw that. So I feel like that's, if anywhere else we've grown at this point, we've recognized the level of, we're not going to get stronger overnight, but sometimes it's just a mindset of how tough and determined we've got to be with the basketball. And I think that's what we've learned and hopefully shown that we can do more consistently. I think overall, I don't know if you can go anywhere else in the state and find this depth of competition that you see here. It's something I've had to learn over the last 5 years of being in this tournament is you've got to look at every game as a championship game. You could go to another tournament and you could play maybe an easier first round and a semi-second round and then be in a championship game and maybe see somebody close to Highland or maybe not. So it's really kind of getting our boys to understand that it doesn't matter what place you end up in, you want to win that last game as if you were in any other championship. Unfortunately, we've all on this, the wrong side of that, both in our own turkey tournament and here in this tournament. But it's a great opportunity whenever you're in pressure-packed situations like we were tonight against bigger, stronger schools and better schools, maybe you can even say that. You learn how to be more poised. You learn how to maybe not dig yourself that hole, come out with more urgency earlier to avoid that situation. And you take it as an opportunity to get better, and I think we did.